Fierce fighting between Houthi rebels and forces loyal to Yemen's president continues on Hodeidah, threatening the lives of some 600,000 people. Saudi and Emirati-backed government forces launched their offensive to take the important southern port city 2 weeks ago. On Tuesday, a Saudi-led coalition airstrike hit a bus carrying displaced residents trying to leave the city. Houthi media said at least 9 people were killed and several others, including women and children, were injured. Human Rights Watch says it is extremely concerned that human rights violations and casualties have multiplied since the Saudi-led coalition intervened in the war 3 years ago.
Human Rights Watch has documented 87 apparently unlawful coalition attacks, which have killed nearly 1,000 civilians.
1,000 deaths, hospitals and clinics at capacity with thousands more injured, and a new report on the use of child soldiers by both sides. All sensational headlines that have yet to stop the so-called proxy war between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Aid groups worry an all-out assault on Hodeidah may cripple the port and prevent essential food from reaching nearly 8 million people.
We were forced to leave our homes. It is difficult to be here, not knowing what is next.
It's already a very complicated...
More than a dozen aid groups are meeting in Paris and pleading that those involved in the war in Yemen do what they must to prevent a new humanitarian disaster. Most of these groups withdrew their workers from Yemen ahead of the offensive that began on June 12th because of major security concerns. The UAE's Minister of State for International Cooperation, Reem al-Hashimi, told reporters that the safety of civilians in Hodeidah is of the utmost importance.
Withdrawal of the Houthis from the city is essential. We cannot imagine a setup that would work if the Houthis continue to be in the city.
But while those involved in the fighting give ultimatums, many in the city are desperate. They've been forced out of their homes without food or proper medical care.
She is 2 years old. She has been suffering from diarrhea. We still cannot find the proper food, and the pharmacy doesn't have new medication.
Doctors Without Borders is warning that Hodeidah could turn into a besieged city with civilians caught inside. The organization says it won't be able to help those injured when the warring sides begin street-to-street fighting in the port city. Chaderjian, Al Jazeera.